We as the proposition team would like to thank everyone for being at this debate today, the judge, our opponents, and my partner. What we're debating today is the laws of government should reflect the morals of society, which we are going to prove true. First, I would like to lay out a roadmap for you. First, we are going to define some things we're going to define some things. Then we are going to explain the judging criteria. Then we are going to give 2 valid points with examples. Our first definition we would like to show is government is just reflecting the United States federal government, of course, in this debate. Another thing we'd like to define is morals. Morals are the strongly held personal beliefs about what is right and wrong by a vast majority of people affected in the U.S. case of morals, basically moral protections of human rights. The judging criteria in this debate is the impact on human needs, for the simple fact that human rights go with our definition of morals, which go on human needs. Our first point we'd like to state is moral order is fundamental in human rights and needs. A basic human need is to want to be protected. For example, when our forefathers came here from New England down here to America, after they found food and water, they quickly went to building a society in order to be protected with houses and banks and everything. We need to grow as a society in order to have these human needs satisfied. If we deny this need, we are denying the basic needs of human rights. An example will be Maslow's hierarchy of need. Now, Maslow's hierarchy of need is basically a graph which a 1940 psychologist made to show the basic human needs. If you see, morality is at the top, but if you strip down the top layers, you're stripping, basically, like I said, the human rights and basic needs. Our second point we'd like to state is wars have been fought over morality. There are countless people who have died and fought in order to basically get morality. An example would be the Civil War. The Civil War was basically a war between the North and the South, fighting for state rights over slaves. And people understood that having slaves was not right, it was not moral, and it took away humans' rights, which is basically taking away morality again. Those are our key points, and that is why you should vote for the proposition team. Thank you.
Hello, and thank you all for coming here today. Today's motion is the laws of government should reflect the morals of society. And we are on the opposition team, and we're here to disprove this motion. We agree with all that of the judging criteria, and we agree with the definitions. And before I go into the opposition points of disproving the proposition's points of why laws should and should not be based on morality, or our government should not reflect that, I'm going to go over some of their pointers. One of their points was that our ancestors and how they came here and decided that they wanted to be protected, and that was one of their points, that is protection. As we all know, that our ancestors, they did set their first standards were off of morality. But let's look at it as a later view of how that's established today. Our forefathers came here, and yeah, they wanted to be protected, protected, and later they modified their standards to be based on, they modified their standards to not be based on morality, but just on other just ideas that benefited more than just what they thought, because one person's morality is not another's. So that's one pointer. And they're still modifying our founding forefathers' ideas and ideals of morality, and they're slip of the tongue. We're still modifying those standards of which our forefathers set for us. And as time goes on, we probably still will. Another one of their pointers was that wars have started. Because nothing was based on morality. When wars actually have started because government tried to do just what the prop is suggesting. They tried to base everything on morality. They tried to say, okay, well, I believe this, so you all have to do it. And really, who is that helping? No one. That's who I think is helping. I have a lot to get through, but I promise if I have any time at the end, I will get to you. So that's pretty much, we had 2 points, and we've covered that. We've covered how we're modifying our ancestors' beliefs, and they themselves modified their standards. And we've gone over their second point, that wars have started based on the government's attempt to do just by morality. Moving on to the opposition's pointers of just that answer, we're modifying our ancestors. They themselves modify it. Wars have started because the government has tried to do just that and start laws of morality. Going on to a few others. Morality only protects the rights of the majority. So let's say that we've created a utopia. That's also going let's say we've created a utopia by making our laws and government based completely on morality. Let's just, switch it around a bit. Yeah, okay, so we're all moralists and we're all pro-morality, morality. It's all about morality now, right? No. Since it's all about morality, let's say that person one, he's in heaven. He's loving life because the person who's in charge, his moralities are agreed with person one. So let's look at, he's loving life. He can rule, he's loving it. It's all about him. He's in his own little la-la land loving life and his moralities because his moralities agree with the person in charge, saying, hey, my moralities are your moralities now. Person one, loving it. He's in heaven. He's in his own little utopia, as opposed to person two, who completely disagrees. Person two says, no, I completely disagree. If I have time, I'll get to you. I completely disagree with everything that you're saying. Person one may be happy, but person two isn't. And he doesn't think that not having abortions are right. He doesn't think that the ability to not have one is okay. But person one says, no, they don't need them. They don't need them. They don't need them. They got pregnant, that's their deal. As person two says, we should all have that right to pick. So one person's utopia is another person's hell. Going on to a different point, the Constitution is designed to protect the rights of an individual, not the majority. We all are different, and so we have different moralities. We have different beliefs, different justifications, and I promise to get to you. We have different beliefs, we have different justifications for those beliefs, and we all have different views. Whose morality are we going to push upon the citizens of the United States? Whose morality is decided just? I promise to get to you if I have time, but it's using more time to confront your POS. So as I was saying, whose moralities are just enough to decide, to say, okay, this is what you believe now. I would also like to point out that the U.S. Bill of Rights is to protect an individual's rights, not the majority. So the U.S. bill of morals doesn't exist. And another point I'd like to add is that the point of changing our government is to make it better. But we can't make it better if people aren't happy. And I'm really sorry I didn't have a chance to get to your POI. Thank you all for coming here and for making this debate possible.